In Lagos, local hunters used their knowledge of urban warfare to set traps that even alien technology couldn't detect. First Hunter watched in growing confusion as his initial assault faltered. His warriors reported something unprecedented: the humans didn't break and run like proper prey species. They stood their ground. They fought back. More disturbingly, they learned and adapted with frightening speed. Within the first day of combat, humans had already captured several alien weapons and began reverse engineering them. Scientists worked around the clock, analyzing alien technology and finding weaknesses. Military strategists studied alien tactics and developed countermeasures. But what truly terrified the aliens was human endurance. Their warriors could fight for hours, but humans fought for days. When conventional weapons failed, humans improvised. When their positions were overrun, they retreated only to return again and again. They fought in the day and the night, in any weather, under any conditions. First Hunter received reports from his commanders that used words he'd never expected to associate with prey: relentless, cunning, adaptable, and most worryingly, predatory. As the first day of invasion ended, First Hunter made a second transmission to his superiors in the Stellar Empire. This time, his message carried a warning: we may have made a grave error in judgment. These humans, they're not prey. They're something else entirely. Something we've never encountered before. The response from his superiors was clear: continue the invasion. No species has ever defeated the Stellar Empire. These humans will learn their place. First Hunter looked at Earth glowing below his ship, and for the first time in his long military career, he felt something alien to his species: doubt. As dawn broke over the smoking ruins of Earth's cities, the aliens learned their second terrible lesson about humanity: humans don't just survive, they hunt back. First Hunter paced in his command center, watching screens filled with battle reports. His forces had lost contact with 20 drop ships in the past hour alone. The human military wasn't just defending anymore, they were actively hunting his troops. But what disturbed him most were the civilian attacks. "Sir," his second-in-command reported, "we've lost another squad in what these humans call London. They went into the underground tunnels after some fleeing humans and..." He paused, his scales turning pale. None of them came back up. The humans had turned their city infrastructure into hunting grounds. Subway tunnels became deadly mazes. Sewer systems transformed into ambush points. Office buildings became vertical traps. The alien superior strength meant nothing in narrow corridors where humans could attack from any direction. In Moscow, a group of subway workers led alien troops into a tunnel, then flooded it. The aliens' heavy armor, an advantage on the surface, became a death trap underwater. In Tokyo, civilians used their knowledge of tight spaces to herd alien squads into dead ends, where military units waited with captured alien weapons. First Hunter received a disturbing report from his scientists. They had been studying human history through captured databases, and what they found chilled them. Humans had spent their entire history fighting, not just enemies, but their very environment. They had survived ice ages, navigated oceans, conquered mountains, and adapted to every climate on their planet. These creatures, one scientist wrote, evolved chasing prey until it died of exhaustion. They can repair damage to their bodies that would kill most species. They can survive extreme temperatures, go days without sleep, and adapt to almost any environment. They're not just survivors, they're nature's perfect persistence hunters. The evidence was mounting. In Australia, human defenders had led alien forces into the outback, where the harsh conditions and unfamiliar terrain proved deadlier than any weapon. In the Amazon rainforest, local guides helped military units track and eliminate alien patrols with primitive but deadly effective methods. Even more alarming was how humans shared information. Within days, they had created a global network for reporting alien weaknesses. If one group discovered a vulnerability in alien armor or tactics, within hours that knowledge spread worldwide. The humans were learning, adapting, and teaching each other at an unprecedented rate. First Hunter watched as another screen went dark, another squad lost. His warriors were becoming afraid. They had never faced prey that fought back like this. Never encountered victims who turned the tables so completely. "Sir," his tactical officer reported, "the humans have developed countermeasures for our cloaking technology. They're using something called thermal imaging, combined with simple trip wires. They're hunting us using our own stealth against us." The reports kept coming. Humans had learned to track alien movement patterns. They had started predicting where drop ships would land. They were studying alien behavior and exploiting every weakness they found. They weren't just fighting for survival, they were systematically dismantling the invasion force. First Hunter felt a new emotion, fear. His species had evolved as hunters, but these humans, they hunted differently. They didn't rely on superior strength or natural weapons. They used their minds, their tools, and most terrifyingly, their sheer determination. He sent another message to the Stellar Empire: request immediate reinforcements. These humans, they're not just defending. They're hunting us. They're learning our weaknesses faster than we can adapt. They never stop. They never sleep. They just keep coming. The response took longer this time, reinforcements dispatched. Hold position. Study their methods. We must understand what we're dealing with. First Hunter looked at his battle maps, watching as more and more sectors turned red, areas where his forces had lost control. He realized with growing dread that his mighty invasion force had become something else entirely. They had become the prey. The reinforcements arrived 3 days after First Hunter's request. 3 massive warships, each twice the size of the original invasion force, dropped out of faster-than-light travel near Mars. Their commander, High General Strike, was the Stellar Empire's most decorated military leader. He had never lost a battle in 200 years of conquest. But he had never faced humans before. "Your reports are concerning, First Hunter," Strike said during their first communication. "But surely you exaggerate. No prey species could cause this much damage to our forces." First Hunter's scales rippled with anxiety. "With respect, High General, these humans, they've changed. They're not the same creatures we first encountered. They're evolving their tactics hourly." Strike dismissed the warning. He had brought the Empire's most elite warriors, armed with weapons that had conquered 1,000 worlds. His first action was to launch a massive attack on Earth's largest military bases. This time, there would be no demand for surrender. The humans were waiting. In the week since the initial invasion, Earth's militaries had studied every piece of alien technology they could salvage. Scientists worked around the clock, reverse engineering alien weapons and defenses. But more importantly, they had studied alien psychology. When Strike's forces attacked the military base outside of what remained of London, they found it nearly empty. Confused, they moved deeper into the facility. That's when the humans revealed their latest adaptation. The base's underground bunkers had been converted into a maze of death. Every corridor held a different trap. Some used captured alien technology. Others used purely human ingenuity. The aliens' superior strength meant nothing against nerve gas designed specifically for their biology. Their armor couldn't protect them from sound weapons tuned to the exact frequency that disrupted their inner ear balance. Strike watched in horror as the first wave of his elite forces was decimated. But worse was to come. As his ships moved to attack other targets, they encountered a new threat. Humans had launched hundreds of small, crude spacecraft. Strike initially dismissed them as primitive. Then the small ships began ramming his vessels at incredible speeds. "They're sacrificing themselves to damage our ships," his tactical officer reported in disbelief. "The pilots, they're staying in their craft until impact." Strike couldn't comprehend it. No species they'd ever encountered would willingly die just to damage an enemy. But humans had learned that their small ships, packed with explosive materials and driven by volunteer pilots, could breach alien hull armor. Meanwhile, on the ground, things were getting worse. Humans had started using psychological warfare. They played recordings of alien distress calls to lure patrols into ambushes. They learned to mimic alien communication patterns to confuse their forces. Some human soldiers had even started wearing armor made from fallen alien warriors, using the psychological impact to their advantage. "They're not just killing us," First Hunter reported to Strike. "They're hunting us. Learning us. Becoming us to defeat us." Strike finally understood what his subordinate had been trying to tell him. These humans weren't just fighting back, they were adapting at an unprecedented rate. Each defeat taught them. Each victory made them stronger. They were displaying the traits of an apex predator species, but with one terrifying difference: they were getting better at it by the hour. A new report came in: humans had successfully captured an alien dropship. Within hours, they had not only learned to fly it but had improved its maneuverability. They were already using it to train other pilots. Strike sent an urgent message to the Stellar Empire: "The situation is worse than reported. These humans, they're not evolving as prey evolves. They're evolving as predators evolve. But faster than any species we've encountered. They're not just learning to survive us. They're learning to hunt us. To become better predators than we are." The response from the Empire was immediate: "Impossible. No species can adapt that quickly." But as Strike watched another of his ships fall to the human suicide attacks, he realized that impossible didn't matter anymore. The humans were rewriting the rules of warfare, and the Stellar Empire's assumptions about predator and prey were crumbling by the minute. 2 weeks into the invasion, the Stellar Empire made a chilling discovery: the humans weren't just defending Earth anymore. They had begun to hunt across space. High General Strike stood in his command center, watching as another distress signal appeared on his tactical display. An alien supply ship, one of the largest in their fleet, had gone silent near Jupiter. It was the third ship to disappear in 2 days. "Show me the last transmission," Strike ordered. The screen flickered to life. The supply ship's commander appeared, his scales pale with fear. "They've breached our hull, they're using our own dropships, but they've modified them. They're faster, more maneuverable. They're inside the ship now. They're hunting us through our own corridors." The transmission ended in static. First Hunter, watching from his own ship, felt his scales tighten. The humans had taken their captured alien technology and done something unprecedented: they'd improved it. Their scientists had worked out ways to make alien engines more efficient, weapons more powerful, and armor more resilient. But what terrified the aliens most was how humans fought in space. They had expected the humans to be disadvantaged in zero gravity. Instead, humans proved to be natural space warriors. Their bodies, evolved to think in 3 dimensions while swimming, adapted quickly to space combat. They moved through zero gravity with an ease that shocked the alien forces. "Sir," a tactical officer reported to Strike, "we've detected something strange. The humans are using the debris field from our destroyed ships as hunting grounds. They're hiding among the wreckage, waiting for our ships to pass." Strike watched as footage showed small teams of humans in modified spacesuits, lurking in the twisted metal of destroyed alien vessels. They would wait, perfectly still, until an alien ship came close. Then they would strike, using short-range teleporters they'd reverse-engineered from alien technology. The humans had learned that alien ships had a significant blind spot near their engine cores. They would teleport into these areas, breach the hulls, and begin their hunt through the ship. By the time the alien crew realized they were under attack, it was usually too late. First Hunter received a disturbing report from one of the few survivors of these attacks. They move differently in our ships now, the survivor reported. They've learned the layout of every class of vessel we have. They know where to cut power, where to breach hulls, where to set traps. They're not just attacking anymore, they're hunting methodically. The humans had developed new tactics specifically for space warfare. They used the vacuum of space itself as a weapon, deliberately breaching holes in specific sections to vent alien crews into space. They had learned to target alien life support systems with surgical precision. Most disturbing of all, they had started collecting alien bodies, studying them to find new weaknesses. They're learning our biology, a science officer reported to Strike. They're developing new weapons designed specifically to target our physiological weaknesses. Chemical agents that affect our respiratory systems, sonic weapons that disrupt our balance organs, even biological agents that target our specific genetic structure. Strike realized with growing horror that the humans weren't just fighting for survival anymore. They were systematically dismantling every advantage the Stellar Empire had. Each encounter taught them more about their enemy, and they used that knowledge with ruthless efficiency. A new message arrived from Earth's unified military command. It was short but terrifying in its implications. You invaded our home. Now we understand your weapons, your ships, your tactics. We've learned how you think, how you fight, how you die. You wanted to make us prey. Instead, you taught us how to be better predators. This is your last chance to retreat. After this, we start hunting. Strike sent an urgent message to the Empire. These humans, they're not just defending anymore. They're not just adapting. They're becoming something new. Something that hunts us. Something that learns from each kill. Something that gets stronger with each battle. We need to retreat. Now. Before it's too late. The Empire's response was delayed, suggesting confusion and debate among the highest ranks. Finally, it came: explain how a single planet of primitives could pose such a threat to the mighty Stellar Empire. Strike looked at his tactical display, watching as another ship went dark near Saturn. He knew the humans were out there, waiting in the darkness of space, becoming more dangerous with each passing hour. They're not primitives anymore, he whispered. We taught them too well. And now they're teaching themselves. 3 weeks into the invasion, the Stellar Empire faced an unprecedented crisis. For the first time in its 1,000-year history, its forces weren't just losing, they were being hunted to extinction. High General Strike stood before the Emergency Holographic Council of the Empire's highest commanders. His scales had lost their luster, and his once proud posture showed signs of strain. The humans have captured one of our primary battleships, he reported, his voice heavy. Not destroyed, captured. They're learning our most advanced technology. And they're improving it. The council chamber erupted in shocked whispers. A captured battleship was unprecedented. These vessels were designed to self-destruct before falling into enemy hands. But somehow, the humans had prevented this. First Hunter, now serving as Strike's chief tactical advisor, stepped forward. The humans didn't just take the ship. They're already using it. They've modified its weapons, enhanced its shields, and improved its engine efficiency by 40%. They accomplished in days what our engineers haven't achieved in centuries. The Council's leader, Supreme Commander Void, leaned forward. How? How is this possible? The answer came in the form of a transmission intercepted from Earth's military command. The humans had created a global network of scientists, engineers, and military experts. They worked in shifts around the clock, sharing information instantly across the planet. When one team made a breakthrough, all teams immediately benefited from the knowledge. They're not just learning, First Hunter explained. They're learning how to learn faster. Each capture, each battle, each encounter speeds up their evolution as a species. A new alert flashed across the command screens. The captured battleship had been spotted near Mars, but it was different now. Its once smooth hull was covered in additional weapons. Its engines pulsed with a new, more powerful energy signature. Most worryingly, it was accompanied by smaller ships of clearly human design that incorporated alien technology. "They're building hybrid ships," Strike reported. "Combining their understanding of physics with our technology. The results are disturbing." The Council watched footage of the hybrid ships in action. They were smaller than Empire vessels but incredibly fast and agile. They could make turns that would tear apart traditional alien ships. Their weapons combined human nuclear technology with alien energy systems, creating devastating new forms of destruction. But the worst news was yet to come. "The humans have decoded our faster-than-light drive technology," First Hunter announced, causing several council members to physically recoil. "They're not just defending their solar system anymore. They're preparing to take the fight to us." Supreme Commander Void's scales turned ash-gray. "Impossible. No species has ever reversed-engineered our FTL drives. The mathematics alone would take centuries to understand." "The humans did it in 2 weeks," Strike said quietly. "They found ways to simplify our calculations. Their methods are different. More efficient. They're already building their own drives." The council chamber fell silent as the implications became clear. The humans weren't just resisting, they were preparing to hunt the Empire across the stars. New reports flooded in. Human ships had been spotted testing their FTL drives near Jupiter. They were using different equations, different principles. Somehow, they had taken the Empire's technology and found a better way to use it. "We didn't just wake a sleeping predator," First Hunter said, his voice trembling. "We gave them teeth. We showed them the stars. And now..." He gestured to a tactical display showing human ships preparing for their first FTL jump. "Now they're coming for us." Supreme Commander Void made a decision that would change the course of galactic history. "Send the order to all Empire forces. Full retreat. Abandon all positions in the human solar system. We must warn the other worlds." But Strike knew it was too late. The humans had learned too much, evolved too quickly. They had transformed from primitive prey into something the galaxy had never seen before, a species that could learn, adapt, and improve upon any technology they encountered. A species that combined the raw determination of natural predators with the intelligence to make themselves deadlier with each passing day. As the Empire forces began their retreat, Earth's final message was broadcast on all frequencies: "You came to hunt us. Instead, you taught us how to hunt you. The stars belong to humanity now." 1 month after the Empire's retreat, their worst nightmares became reality. Humanity wasn't content to simply defend their solar system, they had begun their hunt across the stars. The first sign came when an Empire colony world went dark. Then another. And another. The pattern was always the same: all communication would suddenly stop, and when investigation teams arrived, they found empty bases and terrified colonists talking about shadows that moved like humans but fought like demons. Supreme Commander Void stood in the Empire's central command center on their throne world, watching as red warning lights spread across the galactic map. Each light represented another world where humans had been spotted. "They're not just attacking," First Hunter reported from his evacuation ship. "They're systematically targeting our supply lines, our communications networks, our fuel depots. They're dismantling our empire piece by piece." The humans had taken everything they learned from the Earth invasion and turned it into a terrifying new form of warfare. They used their smaller, hybrid ships to slip past Empire defenses. They had mastered stealth technology that even the Empire's best sensors couldn't detect. But worst of all, they had begun sharing their knowledge with other species the Empire had conquered. "Sir," a communications officer called out, "we're receiving reports from the Centauri sector. The humans, they're teaching the local resistance forces how to fight us. They're giving them improved versions of our own technology. Void watched in horror as the tactical display updated. Worlds that had been under Empire control for centuries were now rising up, using human tactics and human-modified weapons. The prey species of 1,000 worlds were learning to become predators. First Hunter's next report was even more disturbing. The humans have developed something new. They call them hunting packs, small teams of ships that operate independently, far from any support. They're targeting our most heavily defended worlds, not to conquer them, but to study our latest technology. They strike, steal what they want, and vanish before we can respond. The Empire's scientists were baffled by humanity's rate of advancement. Every time they developed new defenses, the humans would find a way around them within days. Every technological advantage the Empire had held for centuries was being rapidly outdated by human innovations. They're not just copying our technology anymore, a chief scientist reported. They're reimagining it entirely. Their minds, they think differently. They see possibilities we never considered. A new emergency signal flashed on the command screen. The humans had been spotted near one of the Empire's most secret research facilities. But something was different this time. They're using biological weapons, the facility's commander reported, panic in his voice. But not to kill, to evolve. They're releasing agents that change our biology, make us weaker, more susceptible to their attacks. They're not just hunting us. They're changing the very nature of what we are. Supreme Commander Void realized with growing dread that the Empire had made a mistake that went beyond merely awakening a dangerous species. They had given humanity a reason to unite, to focus all their creative and destructive potential on a single goal, hunting those who had tried to hunt them. The humans have a saying, First Hunter reported grimly. They call it karma, the idea that actions return to affect those who perform them. We tried to hunt them like prey. Now they hunt us like the apex predators they truly are. The Empire's ruling council gathered for an emergency session. The discussion wasn't about how to fight the humans anymore, it was about how to survive them. Some suggested surrender. Others wanted to flee to the galaxy's outer rim. A few proposed trying to negotiate. But as they debated, more reports came in. Human ships had been spotted in systems even further from Earth. They weren't just hunting anymore, they were exploring, expanding, claiming new territories. They had taken the Empire's attempt to conquer them and turned it into a revolution that was spreading across the galaxy. The final report of the day came from an Empire scout ship. The humans have a new message carved into the hull of every ship they capture: the hunt has just begun.